What is the latest EFL Championship transfer activity today? Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. We are edging ever closer to the start of the new Championship season, and we've got plenty of more done deals and rumours in the EFL Championship to dive into in this transfer window. Before we get into today's video, do make sure to comment down below your thoughts on some of the latest done deals and rumours, and do feel free to share some even if they aren't featured in today's video. We're going to try and mention as many as we can today. Do make sure of course to drop a like. We'll go for the biggest like target on one of these transfer videos, 349 likes. Please do hit the thumbs up button to support the channel, and if you haven't already subscribed, do make sure to subscribe for your Championship fix. Myself and Sophie are going to be trying to predict the Championship table. Our official predictions are out next week, so don't miss that. Let's jump into some of the Championship transfer done deals. Starting off with Leeds United, who have brought in Chelsea's Ethan Ampadu. The 22-year-old defender has signed for 7 million plus add-ons. The Leeds United revolution, the new Leeds United team, is under construction at the moment. We've spoke about so many of the players that have been going out the door, but this one, Ethan Ampadu, coming through the door, I think could be an absolutely cracking signing. He hasn't really featured for Chelsea much over the last few years. He's been out on loan pretty much every season. He has made 44 appearances for the Welsh first team, which is quite impressive. Leeds United fans, do share your thoughts on Ethan Ampadu coming through the door. There's a few more transfer rumours regarding Leeds United, which we'll come on to in a minute, but Ampadu coming through, I think that's good business from Leeds United. Let's move on to Stoke City, who have announced the deal of Daniel Johnson joining from Preston North End. The 30-year-old midfielder has signed on a 2-year deal. We spoke about Daniel Johnson a video or two ago when it was just a rumour that he'd be going to Stoke City, but we can now say it's officially done. He is a Stoke City player, made over 300 appearances for Preston over the last 8 years, which shows real longevity, and like we say, this is more experience coming through the door for Stoke City. When we did speak about Daniel Johnson in the rumours bit of the previous video, we did have one or two Preston fans saying that he's not been as good recently. He's a player that can put in one good performance every 3 or 4 games. So Preston and Stoke fans, do share more thoughts on Daniel Johnson going to Stoke City. Stoke have now also announced that they are signing Michael Rose, the former Coventry City defender, as well. We also spoke about that one a couple of videos ago when it was just a rumour. I think this is really good though from Stoke City. Plenty of experience. You can see what Alex Neil is doing here. Obviously Michael Rose is also Scottish. I loved Michael Rose, to be honest. I thought he was really good for us when we got promoted from League One. So good business here from Stoke City. Let me know your thoughts down below. On to Middlesbrough, who have brought in Jamie Jones. The 34-year-old goalkeeper has signed on a 1-year deal after the departure from Wigan Athletic. Decent signing this one for Middlesbrough. I don't expect him to come in and be a first-team player, especially after they brought in Senny Dieng. I think he probably will be their backup goalkeeper. I've seen Jamie Jones before when he's been on loan at Coventry City. I feel like he's a safe pair of hands. A decent backup goalkeeper for the Championship. Let me know your thoughts on this one if you're a Middlesbrough fan. Over to Coventry City, who have brought in Swansea's 23-year-old defender Joel Latibodiere. Once again, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sure the Coventry fans will pick it up through the season. This guy looks to be quite good. I've watched some of his clips from Swansea City. He averaged about a 7-player rating through most of their games last season, and he has made 70 appearances now for Swansea City over the last couple of years. He was also a Manchester City youth product, so I think this guy could be really good. He is young as well, so I can actually see him coming straight into that Coventry City first team, and we desperately needed defenders. I actually saw that Mark Robins said in his post-match comments after the Forest Green game that he has about 10 other players that he's got in mind to bring in. So really good business here from Coventry City. Obviously we've touched on the fact that Gyökeres has gone out the door. Just need to keep hold of Hamer. Anything we could do to keep hold of that player, do it. And we've already brought in Ellis Sims and, like I say, a few players like De Silva. I think Coventry City's team is coming along nicely now. Coventry fans, do share your thoughts. I think there could still be a few more to come through though. Over to Leicester City, who have brought in 23-year-old goalkeeper Mads Hermansson. He's signed on a 5-year deal for an undisclosed fee. Could Hermansson be the heir to Kasper Schmeichel? He is actually a Danish international, albeit he's played for the under-21s and under-20s and so on and so forth. But Leicester fans, share your thoughts on this one. A 5-year deal. Obviously Leicester City think they can use this guy in the long run. Over to Hull City, who have brought in Sparta Rotterdam's Jason Lokilo. The 24-year-old winger has signed for an undisclosed fee deal. Lokilo has signed for 2 years, and he isn't a stranger to playing in the English leagues. He was actually at Crystal Palace before, didn't get a lot of game time there. He has played for Doncaster Rovers as well, and having watched a few of his clips, I do feel like this guy could cause some problems for defences in the Championship next season. Hull City, what's your thoughts on your new man? We mentioned that Begovic to QPR was a rumour a couple of videos ago. It has now been announced to be a done deal. The 36-year-old goalkeeper has signed following his release from Everton. And last time we spoke about Begovic when he was linked with QPR, as we said that Seny Dieng's gone out the door, so they do need that replacement. And who else with loads of experience than Asmir Begovic? 36 years old now, over 470 appearances for club and country through his career. This guy is a monster. We've said about how tall he is and that time he scored for Stoke City, but honestly, this is a guy you can depend on. He'll bring so much experience into that QPR team, and they'll be hoping that he brings some stability into that back line as well. Let me know your thoughts on this one if you're a QPR fan. It's a decent signing from Ainsworth, I must say, in my opinion. Plymouth Argyle have re-signed Morgan Whittaker from Swansea City. The 22-year-old winger has re-signed after scoring 9 goals in 25 appearances last year for the Pilgrims. Whittaker has signed for a D around $1 million plus add-ons, and I think this is sensible from Plymouth Argyle, bringing in a player who did the business last season. And looking at their business so far this summer, the players that they've had trickling in through the door here for them, I think they are starting to look championship ready. If you're a Plymouth fan, what's your thoughts on the new season? I wouldn't be surprised if there's still more business to go on in the final 2 weeks before the season starts, but are you happy with the state of the squad at the moment? Let us know down below. So then, let's move on to some of the rumours. They are some of the done deals. Some might get announced during the time this video goes out, but let's have a look at some of the latest Championship transfer rumours. Newcastle United are edging ever closer to signing Leicester City's 25-year-old winger, Harvey Barnes. Barnes, who's scored 45 goals in over 180 appearances for Leicester City in all competitions, is obviously a player who would do so well in the Championship, but will he be in the Championship? It seems unlikely. We've obviously already seen James Maddison going out the door, and Harvey Barnes to Newcastle has been rumbling on for ages. We did mention a couple of videos ago that there was a new team joining the race. Manchester United were expressing a little bit of interest, but I do think it will be Newcastle United, and I do think the deal is edging closer. It's a matter of time until it's announced. What is interesting though is Leicester City are eyeing up the player that could replace Harvey Barnes in Amad Diallo. The 21-year-old winger scored 13 in 37 appearances for Sunderland last season. The latest thing I saw on Amad Diallo was that Ten Hag was looking at him at the moment and weighing up what to do with him, but I do think he will be going out the door at least on loan this season, because I can't see him quite coming into that Manchester United first team just yet, even though I do think he is a hot prospect. I believe Sunderland are still interested in re-signing him, but if Leicester City are joining the race as well, they might have that bit extra money to throw at him. Where can you see Amad Diallo going? Do let me know your thoughts down below. Sticking with Sunderland, could they swoop in for another Premier League hot prospect in Crystal Palace's 20-year-old winger Raksaki? Raksaki has already been linked with a couple of Championship clubs, Ipswich Town and Cardiff City as well. He scored 15 goals in 43 appearances for Charlton in League One last year, and I do think it is expected to see Raksaki go out on loan to probably a Championship club this time round after doing so well in League One. Not sure if he's quite ready for the Premier League yet. I think he could be going to the Championship in the next season. Like I say, this guy's talented. Charlton fans will say lots of good things about him. He scored quite a few goals. I'm surprised there's not more Championship teams in the race for him. Could this be one Sunderland grab? Ipswich Town and Cardiff City also expressing some interest. Where can you see Raksaki playing come the start of the new season? Wolverhampton Wanderers 23-year-old fullback Ryan Giles has been linked with Middlesbrough and Luton Town. Middlesbrough is where Ryan Giles spent last season, where he made 45 appearances. He has played for numerous Championship clubs, Rotherham, Coventry, Cardiff, Blackburn. Never really got into that Wolves team. Luton Town of the Premier League are also believed to be expressing some interest in Ryan Giles. I think Middlesbrough will be desperate to get him back, given the impact he made in their team last season. Do share your thoughts on where you think Ryan Giles will be going this summer transfer window. There is a few teams interested, and it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I've always quite rated him myself. Manchester City's 21-year-old attacking midfielder Cole Palmer has been linked with a couple of clubs, one of them of the Championship being Leeds United. Another team interested though is Premier League side Brighton. Palmer is the definition of a hot prospect. He's an England under-21 international. He's already made 18 appearances for Manchester City, and I do think a move away from Manchester City at this moment in time, where he might get some game time somewhere else, would be a good step in his career. Where can you see him going? Like I say, Manchester City rate him. They've already bedded him into the team 18 times. So would you agree with me saying that Manchester City might be more preferred to loaning him out to another Premier League side just to get him that extra experience in the Premier League? Or could you see a Championship side like Leeds United swooping in for him? That would be quite interesting to see. Nottingham Forest 25-year-old forward Emanuel Dennis is another player being linked with Leeds United. Dennis, who's only scored 2 in 19 appearances for Nottingham Forest, hasn't really had the game time at the City Ground. Obviously, we spoke about how many players Nottingham Forest had last season, and Dennis just never really got that run of games. He did have 1 or 2 decent appearances, and like I say, got a couple of goals as well. I suppose he was more prolific as a Watford forward, where he scored 10 goals in 37. I think in the Championship he'd make a real impact. Can Leeds United bring Dennis through the door? If you're a Nottingham Forest fan or Leeds United fan, do share your thoughts on this one. This one believes to be a strong source that Dennis could be going to Leeds United, and it could be quite soon. Manchester United's 20-year-old midfielder Hannibal Mesbah has been linked with a couple of clubs, one of them being Birmingham City, where he played at last season. Hannibal made 38 appearances for the Blues last season, and I felt like he did alright. He was okay in some of the games where I watched him, and considering his age as well, this guy could be really good in the future. He's also a Tunisian international. One of the other clubs that have been linked with him, though, are Borussia Dortmund. What is it with Borussia Dortmund having their eyes on Birmingham City midfielders, hey? Birmingham fans, do you feel like you could bring Hannibal back through the door? How important do you think it would be to get him as well? Or would you be okay with him going somewhere else and getting someone else instead? Let me know your thoughts on that one, Blues fans. That wraps up some of the rumours, but one of the things I wanted to touch on was what Carlton Palmer said the other day about Sheffield Wednesday's business, that it was worrying and concerning. And I do feel like there's quite a few fans of different clubs in the Championship that are feeling this way. There's a few clubs like Sheffield Wednesday and West Bromwich Albion that have been pretty quiet in this transfer window. It can actually work when you don't make many changes. Your team can still be quite strong in the following season. But I just wanted to get the thoughts of those fans that have not seen a lot of transfer activity at the moment. Do share your thoughts on your state of the club at the moment. What players do you hope to get in, and how many players do you think you need to get in? So then, guys, that wraps up today's video. That's some of the latest done deals, rumours, and some of the latest Championship talk. Do share your thoughts down below in the comments. Please do, like I say, make sure to hit that like button, and do make sure to subscribe to make sure you don't miss any more Championship content. The predictions for the new season are coming next week. I don't even know where to start. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.